Do your hamstrings feel like guitar strings? If so, you've come to the right place, because I'm going to show you 3 simple and very effective movements that can help loosen up those hammies. The 3 movements I'm going to show you go in a particular order. The first one is meant to reduce tension. The second one is meant to restore motion. And the third is to reinforce so we can really hold on to those changes for longer periods of time. So the first move, we just need a bench at the gym, or you can use a chair or a couch at home. And I'm going to start loosening up my left side first. So I'm going to kick this leg up. And from here, I'm going to slowly hinge forward until I feel a huge stretch through the backside of my hams. Once I feel that huge stretch, I'm going to actively think about driving this heel into the bench or the couch at home with about 30% of my max effort for a good 10 seconds. After that 10-second contraction, I'm going to relax a little bit, and I'm going to hinge forward to see if I can go any further, and I can. So now we're going to repeat the process. This time I'm going to go about 50 to 60% of my max effort, really driving that heel into the surface, starting to shake a little bit more. 9, 10, relax, hinge, see if I can go further. I can. I'm going to repeat that one more time with about 60 to 70% of my max effort. Really driving that heel down. You could tell I'm getting a good contraction. Feel the tension through my whole body, especially the hamstring. Relax, go further. It usually takes about 2 or 3 rounds of that to really reduce that tension in the hamstrings. And then of course, you would just repeat the process on the other side. A good 20 to 30% of my max effort. Really trying to smash that heel through the bench. Relax after 10 seconds. Hinge further. Repeat 50% of my max effort. 8, 9, 10. Relax. Hinge further. One last round. Try to work up to 60 to 70%. And then relax further. Whew, and I'm already sweating after that. I know that's only the first stretch, but you can check your range and it should be improving already. But that's only movement number 1 because we can get quick change with it, but it won't last. So that's why we want to do the second movement so we can restore some of that motion. So we're going to use the same elevated surface we were before, and I'm going to hinge forward until I feel a little bit of tension, not my max tension. And then from here, you might need to hold on to something or do this up against a wall. I'm going to actively think about bringing my heel off of that surface, holding for a good 3 to 5 seconds, and then bring it back down. I'm going to repeat this for 5 to 6. So again, feeling that tension, trying to force movement through that tension, holding. I'm shaking right now. Bring it back down. Beautiful. 4 more. Try to drive as high as you can off that surface while keeping that leg straight. You should feel the shakes during this. And of course, we're going to do the other side. So I'll show it from the straight on angle. I hinge, feel a good stretch. I'm going to hold on to something for balance, driving my heel off of that surface. You can tell I'm really contracting right now. For a good 3 to 5 seconds. And then repeat for a good 5 to 6 reps. It's a lot harder than it looks. So there's movement number 2, which is to restore motion. Specifically, we're trying to restore that hip flexion range while keeping the hamstrings in a more relaxed state. But there's a third move, and that's to reinforce these changes so we can really start to change the neurology of why your hammies are tight in the first place, which means we have to load it. So the only equipment we need is a light to medium weight. I have a 30-pound kettlebell here. I'm going to pick it up and we're going to do some RDLs. So I'm going to have a slight bend in the knee just so we can relax that sciatic nerve. And then I'm going to think about hinging at the hips, bringing that weight down, really loading through that new range of motion we just acquired with nice, slow, controlled reps. So I think of doing a good 8 to 10 here. Thinking about 5 to 6 seconds down, 5 to 6 seconds on the way back up, really living in that range. And if we load it, it's going to tell our nervous system, hey, we use this, we want to hold on to it for longer. Now, if you're super flexible, you can use this off of an elevated surface. I just got a plate weight here. You can use a step. Same thing, nice, slow, controlled reps, trying to go as far as I can, really feeling that tension, and then slow, controlled movement on the way back up. Now you might not be able to go all the way down to the floor or even past your toes when you're first doing this, but you got to start somewhere. And as long as you continuously load this, especially if this is a good warm-up at the gym for you, you're going to start to see those changes over a couple-week period of time. Whew, and I'm sweating again. So you could tell none of these three movements were a passive stretch. All these had an active component to it, because if we just passively stretch through the hamstring, that's not telling our nervous system to adapt to that new range. How do we talk to our nervous system? Well, by loading through those new ranges, telling it, hey, I use this, I want to use this in the future, please hold on to this, especially as you rep it out more and more. So if you've got guitar string hamstrings, this is a routine you should do 2-3 times a week. And it's a very easy warm-up to do, especially before a lower body day at the gym. If this three-prong approach to reducing this tension makes sense to you, where, well, one, we want to reduce the tension, but also we want to restore motion in that area and then reinforce it with specific load, then let me know what body area or muscle group you want me to do next so I can continue to help you move better, feel better, so you can do more and stop blaming your tension on everything. Of course, if you like this video, make sure to like it, subscribe so you know when the next one drops. And if you like my philosophy of how I reduce tension, then check out the link below for my programs, and I'll entice you with a big discount code. Until next time.